90% of success is about doing the right, obvious thing for an uncommonly long period of time while not convincing yourself that you're smarter than you are, okay? Failure isn't the enemy. Boredom and impatience are the enemy. And when we are most vulnerable of failure is when the system is working, okay? Is when the system is working. People don't fail because they start doing the wrong thing. They fail because they stop doing the right thing, okay? It happens to you, it happens to me, it happens to everybody. And if you heed this lesson, you will be more successful, faster, easier, and much more sustainable than you would be if you went the other way. Don't fail. Here's my story. World War I. They tell the soldiers, don't smoke in the trenches at night. The light of the cigarette or lighting the cigarette will give away your position, and it will dramatically increase the likelihood that you're going to get killed. Don't smoke at night. A very simple, very obvious rule to follow. Well, here's what happens. A few weeks go by and none of the soldiers get shot, and they make the wrong conclusion. The conclusion they make is nobody's been shot. No one's taken a shot at us. There's no danger. And of course, they have a cigarette and remind all of their comrades there is tremendous danger. The reality of the situation is no. Because you were following a really simple system, you weren't getting shot at. You weren't smoking. That was the reality. The reality wasn't that the danger went away. The reality was you were following a system and it was working. Our businesses are just trenches, okay? And we all know, or you should know, that if we do these simple, powerful things every day, like every business has a don't smoke rule, right? And I've talked about this in my videos a million times. I spend 80% of my time doing the 20% activities that do all the good. I talk to 20% of my clients 80% of the time. They pay me all the money. I do the same 3 things all day long with 80% of my time because they do all the good. Now, here's what happens. And this is that little piece I said at the beginning about, it's doing really simple, obvious things for longer than you'd ever expect, okay? Yeah, while not convincing yourself that you're smarter than you are. So here's what starts to happen. Don't be the World War I soldier who thinks, wait a second, I think I've got something figured out. Nobody's shot at us. What happens is our system is working, we're making money in our business and everything is working and it's all measurable progress and it's fantastic. And then our brain starts talking to us and it says, is it possible that this predictability and this consistency is actually a lack of risk? Are you being lazy and taking everything for granted? Is that what this is? And you start to pay attention to what maybe some of your competitors do or whatever. And you start to think, yeah, why exactly is it I don't have a podcast? Oh, geez, look, they post on Facebook. I don't even have a Facebook page. Oh my gosh. It's nonsense. Like I told you already, you are most in danger of harming yourself when the system is working. So the first one is we mistake predictability with a lack of risk. And I have said this, and you know this is true. Well, you do need to innovate. You do need to keep your eye on the marketplace, and the needs and wants of your clients because they're going to shift. Where they find value will shift. And you want to make sure you know it's coming, see it coming so you can move there ahead of time. So you can introduce them to the shift instead of the uncomfortable other way around. I get it. But don't do your innovating until you spend 80% of your time working your measurable system. Okay, I'm going to tell you how to avoid all this pain in a minute. The second is you get impatient, that's just ego. Oh my God, I've been done in by this a whole bunch of times. That stuff you're not doing, you start to think that it makes you look bad to not do it. You start to think you're getting shown up. okay? And you think, you know what? And I'm smart. I'm going to go do this new thing that nobody else is doing. Don't do it. Okay, don't do it. Impatience masquerading as intelligence. I once spent over $100,000 on a fantastic idea for someone else's business. That's a fact. I one time totaled all the money I spent on great ideas I never should have went near. And I had to stop when I approached several $100,000. Imagine if I never spent that money and I just saved it, got between 6 and 7% on it. Oh my God, think about it. Okay, and what happened? Was it a brilliant idea just too soon? No, it was a brilliant idea, just not for my business. And it happens all the time. Don't let it happen. Here's a few things that you can do. I should just say right now, thanks for listening, by the way, to this video and all the others. Just thank you. You flatter me with your attention. I'm here to help you. And if you hear these videos and they resonate with you and you think, God, I need some help, leave me a comment, send me a note. I'm an easy guy to meet and talk to. Okay, so here's the 3 things you can do. The first is develop a simple system. What are those 4 activities that you need to do with 80% of your time? Write them down and write yourself the reasons why it is so important that you follow them. Okay? Trust me on this. And then what? Read them to yourself when you start getting bored. Okay? Read them when you start getting bored. Remind yourself that this is all by design. And it is so easy. It is entirely too easy, in fact, to get seduced by someone else's business plan, someone else's activity. You don't know what's going on in someone else's business. My wife, Sherry, so insightful sometimes to bring me back to earth, right? One day I'm barking about something and what's happening is I'm being seduced by, maybe this is a lack of risk and my ego is taking over. And Sherry says, don't count clicks, Den. Don't count likes. Don't count any of that vanity nonsense. Trust me, she says, just keep counting checks. Okay? You need to have a business plan you're following, that you're measuring, and you need to know what those activities are. You need to write it down. You need to read it to yourself and you start getting bored. Here's the second thing you can do. Sit down and look at all the things you do and sort the bored from the broken. Hey, maybe there are some things that you're doing that are broken, that don't move the dial at all. And maybe they can be fixed and they can help you contribute to your success. They'll help contribute to your success. Or maybe you're going to realize, and this one's more likely, that they're broken, or maybe they're not broken. They just don't fit. Or even if you fixed it, it really doesn't make as much sense to your business as you might have initially thought that you did. The second little pile is the stuff that makes you boring, that bores you a little bit. The powerful, obvious things that you do over and over again. Okay? If they're boring, celebrate them. If they're working, celebrate them. And then just ask yourself for those few things, these 3 questions. These things I do that do so much good for my business and my life, how can I do them a little tiny bit better? How can I just make it easier and better on me? How can I make it easier and better and more pleasant for my client? Is there a place I can, specifically for my client, is there a place where I can remove some sacrifice? What does that mean, Dennis? It means the parts of your experience with your clients that frustrate them, that they tolerate, can you get rid of those? Then do so. That'll make it better. And third is, are there ever opportunities for you to work in a surprise? To surprise and delight your client. Do the same 3 things you always do, but ask yourself, if you're bored with them and you've determined they're not breaking, can you do those 3 little questions to improve those essential activities, I beg your pardon, so that you have even more success? And here's the third one. The third one is patience. Be willing to continue to do this for longer than you thought. And this is why measurement is so important, which I talk about in these videos. If you watch enough of my videos, I guarantee you're gonna benefit, there's no question. But you're also gonna see there's some common truths that never go away. Well, it's because they work. That's why. And when we question them by telling ourselves that we're smarter than we are, that no, a business can't consistently generate $1 million. A little small business work, like I have, can't. Two main people and a helper and some consultants in the wings when we need them. No, you can't just do those simple things and have an enviable life and consistently crank out $1 million. Yes, you can. And while you constantly need to innovate, you don't need to innovate overnight. You can make minor little improvements to improve those core things that you do. Okay? We're all the same. When are you most in danger? You're most in danger when your system is working and you're bored. That's when you're most in danger. And I'll share this last little thought before I let you run. It's about me. Whenever I feel a need to work on my business and not in it, when I realize this whole operation needs some maintenance, I've drifted from my North Star. Whoops. I never have to start doing more. Oh, I got all lazy and I stopped doing stuff. No, it's the opposite. It's like, Dennis, you're kind of screwing this up. Self-talk. You're kind of screwing this up. And the irony is you couldn't be working harder. Jesus, you're trying to invent 500 things right now. What the hell are you doing? So I'm in right now this year. I'm kicking off January, February, March, my whole Q1. And absolutely all I'm doing is focusing on being absolutely brilliant at those boring disciplines. The things that I know if I do, cause and effect, I will be successful. Not only will I be successful at work, not only will you be successful at work, you'll be more successful at home. Is there anything worse than the person you love looking at you and asking you, what's up? What's wrong? Or what are you thinking about? And you're like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about my job while I should be watching this movie. It's the worst. It robs you of joy. Don't let that happen. Don't let this happen for a lot of reasons. Anyway, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you found me. Subscribe, leave a comment, reach out if you think I can help you or you want to see if I can. Let me know. And for now, do me this favor. Watch this one.